Hey everybody, welcome back. It's that time of week again, that time where I sit down, we watch the awesome Game of Thrones, and then I cut together the best of my reactions, and then we come back and review it a little bit. And I'm excited for episode 3 of season 7. The first 2 have been fantastic. It's moving at a super fast pace, and tonight looks like we don't have to wait for some good stuff. Last week we had some greatness with Daenerys, you know, talking about Jon Snow, and her whole thing with the bald dude. I'm in a hurry, so I'm sorry if I'm not remembering names. We had Jon Snow finding out about Daenerys and Tyrion and all that, and Sansa going to be in charge while he's gone, and tonight looks like we're actually going to see that meeting, so I'm very, very excited to get to that. Arya headed back to Winterfell, should be pretty interesting. You know, Littlefinger getting choked. Was that first episode or was that last episode? It's also awesome, it's blending together. Oh, we had the whole Greyjoy battle. I can't wait to see what the fallout of that is, and you know, if the sister Greyjoy is still alive, where Reek's still in the ocean, what the hell is going on there? So I'm very, very, very excited to get into it. So since I'm so excited and since I'm in a hurry and I got 5 minutes till the show comes on and I still got to set cameras, I'm going to shut up and get to it. So let's do this. Let's watch. Yay!
Bastard of Winterfell, dwarf of Casterly Rock. Believe we lost each other at top the wall. You were pissing off the edge, if I remember right. Picked up some scars along the road. It's been a long road, but we're both still here. And Sansa, I hear she's alive and well. She is. Does she miss me terribly? A sham marriage, and unconsummated. I didn't ask. Well, it was. Wasn't. Anyway. She's much smarter than she lets on. She's starting to let on. Good. Stark men don't fare well when they travel south.
Yeah.
But I'm not a Stark. I'd say you get used to them, but you never really do.
I don't think you should return to Westeros. I'm not sure you'll be safe here.
Oh, I will return, dear Spider. One last time.
My lady.
I have to die in this strange country. Just like you.
The unburnt, the breaker of chains.
This is Jon Snow. He's king of the north.
Thank you for traveling so far, my lord. So I assume, my lord, you're here to bend the knee.
I am not.
No. Well, that is unfortunate. You've traveled all this way to break faith with House Targaryen?
Break faith? Your father burned my grandfather alive. He burned my uncle alive.
I am the last Targaryen, Jon Snow. Honor the pledge your ancestor made to mine. Bend the knee, and I will name you Warden of the North. Together, we will save this country from those who would destroy it.
You could storm King's Landing tomorrow and the city would fall. Hell, we almost took it and we didn't even have dragons. Almost.
We haven't stormed King's Landing. Why not? The Lords of the North place their trust in me to lead them, and I will continue to do so as well as I can.
That's fair. It's also fair to point out that I'm the rightful queen of the Seven Kingdoms. By declaring yourself king of the northernmost kingdom, you are in open rebellion.
dead.
Did you see little Theon's face right before he jumped overboard?
Oh no! What a twat!
There's only one reward I want.
You shall have what your heart desires. When the war is won.
If you turn on us, I'll cheer to see your head mounted on a spike. Or yours. They're just like severed heads, really. Listen, if you have any advice at all, I would love to hear it. When we have an hour or two to speak as brothers. Advice? Does she like it gentle or rough? Finger in the bum. Not now. We'll talk later.
Oh shit.
The thought of this lovely face cracking open like a duck egg. No, it's just not right. You'll be here the rest of your days. If you refuse to eat, we'll force food down your throat. You will live to watch your daughter rot. To watch that beautiful face collapse to bone and dust. All the while contemplating the choices you've made. Make sure the guards change the torches every few hours. I don't want her to miss a thing. My debt will be paid in full.
I came down here to brood over my failure to predict the Greyjoy attack. You're making it difficult. You look a lot better brooding than I do. You make me feel like I'm failing at brooding over failing.
I'm a prisoner on this island. How do I convince people who don't know me that an enemy they don't believe in is coming to kill them all?
Good question.
I know it's a good question. I'm looking for an answer.
People's minds aren't made for problems that large. But a wise man once said that you should never believe a thing simply because you want to believe it.
Which wise man said this?
I don't remember.
Are you trying to present your own statements as ancient wisdom?
I would never do that. To you. The reason I believe Jon Snow is because he's here.
Live that way, and nothing will surprise you. Everything that happens will be something that you've seen before.
Lady Sansa, at the gate.
Oh.
Hello, Sansa. I can never be Lord of anything. I'm the three-eyed raven.
I don't know what that means.
It's difficult to explain.
Try, please, for me.
It means I can see everything.
How do you know all this?
The three-eyed raven taught me.
I thought you were the three-eyed raven.
I told you it's difficult to explain. And you were so beautiful. In your white wedding dress.
I have to go back inside, Brian.
I'll stay a bit longer.
Affection no longer appears to be active. Unusual. Unlikely.
One could almost be forgiven for thinking that the entire upper layer of diseased skin was debrided, and the underlying region treated with some sort of unguent.
Don't know anything about that. I just started feeling better. I assumed it was the rest that did it. And the climate.
Climate. You treated him?
Yes.
But you succeeded. How?
I read the book and followed the instructions.
No one has ever taken the rock. The Lannister army is still the army my father built. Well-trained and well-provisioned. 10,000 men at least. He built Casterly Rock as we know it. But he didn't build the sewers. That was beneath him. So he gave the job to the lowest person he could find. Me. He was right. I was low. The company I kept, low. Women mostly. They weren't welcome at the Rock. Father disapproved of that sort of behavior. Couldn't walk them through the front gates. I couldn't have them in my chambers. So in the process of building the sewers, I threw in something for myself. It was a passage that began in an out-of-the-way cove by the sea and ended beneath one of the main guard towers. As a good friend of mine once said, give me 10 good men, and I'll impregnate the bitch. And so it begins.
Dorion
Inka sonesko sidri hibezi. Gara sidri.
There are always lessons in failures.
Yes. You must be very wise by now.
My father always said I was a slow learner.
If he was so clever, why didn't he take High Garden the moment your gold mines ran dry? I'd hate to die like your son, clawing at my neck, foam and bile spilling from my mouth, eyes blood red, skin purple. Must have been horrible for you, as a king's guard, as a father. It was horrible enough for me. A shocking scene. Not at all what I intended. You see, I'd never seen the poison work before. Tell Cersei. I wanted to know it was me.
No. All right, well, there you have it. Another fantastic episode. If anything, I thought it was going to get a lot darker at the end because it was like it's so happy through most of the episode. There's so much just happiness and joy. So excited. Excuse me, Morty. That's Szechuan sauce. Woo. So excited that they actually had the Jon Snow, the Daenerys meeting right up front, and they took plenty of time with that. That was a lot of fun. I love the whole ice and fire thing coming together. I love the way they were talking to each other about their legacies and all of that. It'll be pretty interesting when certain reveals eventually come around, I think, so that's pretty cool. Awesome that he got the dragon glass. Really excited about that. Awesome to see him and Tyrion buddying up again because it has been forever since they saw each other. So that was fantastic. Some great Tyrion stuff in here too, especially with the reminder that he did create all the sewers under Casterly Rock, and that was just a fantastic reveal. The whole warfare thing with everybody outplaying everybody is really, really clever. I love that Jaime learned from Robb. I love that the older lady, I'm blanking on the name, that she was like, I want Cersei to know that I was the one that killed, fucking asshole boy. Joffrey. See, that's the problem. I try to talk too fast, and I don't think as fast as I talk a lot of times. Anyways, that was really, really cool. The stuff with Jorah and Sam is freaking awesome and so adorable that Jorah's like, I don't know, I just started feeling better. Must be the weather and the climate. That was great. It's cool that Bran showed up at Winterfell, but I kind of would have thought it was going to be Arya. So I was like, oh shit, all right. Well, anyways, still have that to look forward to. I like the subtle little drop that apparently the Maester at Winterfell kept copies of every single Raven's note before it went out. So it's like, oh, there were a lot of notes that didn't get where they were supposed to. So I bet you there's some interesting secrets in those copies of Raven notes. And it looked like in the preview that Sansa's reading through some of that stuff next week. So we'll see how that goes. I do like Sansa's control over everything at Winterfell, the way she's ruling, but man, Littlefinger, between everything she learned from Cersei and Littlefinger pushing some buttons, I'm really concerned that something could go very, very wrong there. It was cool when Bran freaked her out with talking about her wedding night, too. That was pretty interesting. Let's see, what else? There was some really cool stuff in there. The dragons, oh my god, when they ducked because they weren't used to the dragons, that was hilarious. The fact that the red woman didn't want to stick around because of Davos and all that stuff and Jon Snow, that was pretty cool. Although she could have really helped the case, I suppose, if Davos didn't try to kill her right away. So glad Grey Worm survived. Oh my god, Euron Greyjoy. I hate the prick, but I love the prick. I saw somewhere somebody talking about how he's kind of he's bringing punk rock to Westeros, and I'm like, that is a pretty apt description. He's like a Sex Pistol in Westeros, and I love it. That's pretty awesome, too, the way the Greyjoys treated Reek. I'm not going to call him Theon because he's Reek again. Fuck him. So that was fascinating. Interesting to see where that will go. I do like Cersei's revenge on the Sand Snakes. I honestly, though, I thought it was going to get a lot worse than that. I mean, that's really horrible, but she could have actually made it even worse with some things. So I'm glad they didn't quite go that disgusting and despicable with it, but still pretty freaking awesome in terms of how evil she is. Love that her and Jaime now, like, she's not keeping it secrets anymore, so that's pretty funny. The way Euron is like teasing Jaime is hilarious and ought to go somewhere interesting. But yeah, man, just another fantastic episode, and they're just tearing through the stories right now. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I still predict that maybe this season will be the season of the Game for the Throne, and the next season will be the big, Winter Has Come war. So that sounded dirty. Anyways, I really, really like this episode, as you can tell. Hopefully you guys really like this episode too, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it. What's your favorite part? What was your least favorite part? Who's your favorite character right now? Who you're rooting for? What made you laugh the hardest? Anything you want to tell me. I just want to hear your thoughts on this. It's totally geek out worthy, so let's geek out in the comments below. You can also click that thumbs up button though. Give me that good old thumb of encouragement. I do love to be encouraged. Alright, I'm going to get out of here, go watch some more stuff, and I'll see you all later.